Hello, my name is Cambria, and my mastery project for the ending of this course is going to be improving the ship dock performance through leadership development. Currently, I am a ship dock manager at an Amazon in Canton, Mississippi. Before that, I was an area manager at a warehouse in Memphis, and there are some different things that are different in terms of leadership style, and I do believe that it does affect performance. So I really did want to focus on that for my final project. That goes to the problem statement. So as I stated, our ship dock does have lower than average metric performance in terms of site to site buildings similar to this one. It is an AR site, so it's a lot of robots here, but it's also mostly humans are still doing most of the work. But regardless, the whole purpose is to make sure that we can improve these metrics with just the leadership and career development. So the project goal is to improve quality and productivity on the ship dock by enhancing the knowledge and capabilities of our operational leaders. So the operational leaders, as in the process assistants, area managers, and operations managers, senior managers, anybody in leadership that holds a responsibility in the way production is going day to day. So the objectives is to analyze current performance gaps and root causes, design leadership development presentation, and utilize performance management framework and standard of work checklist. So the 4 things I wanted to make sure that I had finished by the end of this semester is having a ship dock leadership presentation for managers to have a guide to how to operate a ship dock in just in the simplest form, because most of the issues come from us just not hitting on the basics. But I'm going to get into that later on in our project. The standard of work checklist. So we have checklists in place at Amazon that will help you go through your day period by period. So it will help manage productivity to where you can be a top performing site. And monthly performance review. So our monthly performance review for Amazon is Thrive, and it is a monthly review where my manager and is supposed to go have a monthly meeting with me, updating me on our metrics, what I am hitting, what I'm not hitting, what I should be doing to hit these metrics, what I should be doing, what I am doing good at, just my strengths, opportunities, and how to make the department flow as a whole. Just leaders are supposed to be getting a understanding of their opportunities and strengths month by month. That is what is supposed to happen with all leaders. And a peer coaching and shadowing program. To me, the best way to get some information is just simply having those one-on-one conversations with your counterparts. So, out of scope, it is up to my point of contact to make sure all these objectives that I'm trying to implement are getting implemented. If they're not after my semester is up, that is above me. But everything that I am tried to put into place is going to essentially make us a better performing ship dock. So, the key stakeholders: me, the project manager, Professor Jonathan Beadle. Trish Oliver is our senior manager on the ship dock right now. Our target audience are the operations leaders, so area managers and process assistants, and the review committee. So, assumptions. So I was able to get all the information I need to be successful in this for my project, and the only thing that was really a constraint for the project is the fact that it's only a semester long, and that it is only I'm only focusing on one particular department in our building, because there are multiple departments currently needing assistance right now, but for the time being I just wanted to focus on what I could technically control. So it has been a lot of different changes at my job since I've started this semester. We've gone through quite a bit of few senior leadership changes, quite a bit of few of manager changes. A lot of people have decided to either start something else outside of Amazon or with Amazon. But with that being said, it has been a lot of different changes in leadership, which made it not difficult, but it was definitely inconvenient for me having to change POCs for this project, because I really wanted someone. My initial POC, I had a very strong relationship with him, and I knew that he was going to allow me to make the different changes and see my project completely through. But I will honestly say Trish has definitely been it has been easy to transition all my information needed for this project and setting up my presentation for everyone to actually hear what I need to say for my project and for the building. There was no direct cost for this budget for this project. It really was just my time. And the contract was due February 1st, and our final submission for everything for this class is April 19th, 2026. So for this project, I made sure to have clear communication between me and Trish and Steve, because it was very, like I said, it was important for me for this information to get relayed. And because regardless of the fact the information is getting to me, making a presentation and presenting it to my counterparts, the information is getting to them somehow. So something that I present to them is going to stick, and I just wanted to make it, I just want my counterparts to see how easy it could be to run a stressless shift. Identifying the key metrics that was also discussed in my presentation, utilizing the standard of work checklist, conducting presentation to leaders, and documenting my evaluation plan, and submitting my final project and presentation. So the main things I wanted to focus on, that I wanted to just be clear for all leaders, is the standard of work checklist and thrives. Because if everybody would complete those through and through, it would really benefit the team, like, tremendously, from the bottom to the top. And I did want to put that standard of work checklist in here and the thrive in here, but everything is so private with Amazon. I didn't know if it was okay for me to do that. So that is the only reason why I did not put that in my project. But I did, later on, I'll show y'all the improvement in metrics. So here we go. So from week 11 to week 14, week 11, I presented my presentation to my counterparts, and these were the metrics for the first week of the beginning of week 11 to the end of week 14. So as you can see here, induct rates increased from 593 as a department to 737. Our palletized rates, it was 136, but it went down to 115. FPY is first pass yield, so how many times it takes one package to go around the conveyor. It should typically take 60% of our packages should be going around the conveyor once. But beginning of week 11, only 46% of the packages were going across the conveyor once. And we finally were able to hit above 50% towards the end of week 14. Here, failed moves DPMO is our quality. Our quality did decline over week 14, but there has been some clear improvements just from week 11 to week 14, which is a month of me actually tracking these metrics with the time that I had for the spring semester. The main lesson that I learned is things change. And with that being said, point of contact did change. And, excuse me, it really wasn't it was more of an inconvenience rather than a complete end all be all for my project, because like I said, she was very communicative and there for me and supported me, but I just really don't like change. And that was a big lesson for me, is things can change and it's okay, but things do change. And just making sure that I'm building these relationships and also keeping everything on paper, or what I need, what days I need it, how I want to do certain things. So just making sure I'm keeping everything written down and also maintaining a relationship. And another thing that I learned, and I really had a idea about this before I even started this project, but the tools that we have in place at Amazon, if they are used the way that they are intended, it goes a long way. Like the standard of work checklist, if it wasn't used, it's just like a checking off a box and just actually making sure that the bottom performers are taught to, making sure that if research is going high, are we making those proper moves to, like, make, instead of just checking off that box, making sure something is actually getting done, being more proactive instead of reactive about the situation. It is truly, truly, truly would go a long way. Just quite literally following the rules that they give us. Sometimes some things aren't broken. They aren't broken. So I did want to make sure everybody had just a clear understanding of why these tools are used, why we're needing to have these conversations with our leaders, so they can know their opportunities, so they can either improve or find somebody else that's capable of doing that job. Like, that is the bottom line of jobs. So that was the main thing for me. So I did make sure my leadership presentation, I submitted that. I'm submitting that with my final coursework as well. The standard of work checklist, I made sure that everybody had a clear understanding on what is expected and why we need to actually have these conversations about these opportunities. That goes also with Thrive. Just making sure that you're using the metrics, giving everybody the why. The why is very important. And a peer coaching and shadowing program. So at the end of each quarter, based on, because we get ranked, we have rankings every first quarter and third quarter to see where we are based on our peers. And after each quarter, our bottom ranking performers will be with the top. Our most improved performer, our top performers, they call them top performers at Amazon, will be paired up with each other just so they can figure out what gaps are missing, what opportunities this manager may have, just so they can have somebody they can lean on, as well as their OM, their operations manager. Questions? Thank you so much. I hope you have a good one.